All right. Well, we are live on Facebook, and thank you everybody for joining us on Facebook Live, as well as our attendees on Zoom. My name is Hillary Pressigan. I am the Program Manager of Community Development for the Native Arts Professional Development NAPD at First Peoples Fund. Thank you for joining us for Jennifer Martell from Cheyenne River's webinar on utilizing online social media to market your business. This newly created FPF Resilience webinar series has been developed to continue our work to enhance the business and entrepreneurial skills of Native artists and culture bearers, as well as expand our virtual community during these rapidly changing times. This bi-weekly webinar series, First Peoples Fund and our nationally recognized Native Arts professional development trainers, like Jennifer, will deliver value-based, topic-focused webinars on Mondays, followed by technical assistance office hours on Wednesdays to follow up on and answer any questions regarding the Monday webinar. Other really great virtual programming that's going to be happening through our webinar series is that we have the James Pagodas from the Colville Nation going to be hanging out with us virtually on July 27th and 29th, and he'll be focusing on performing arts topics. You can find out more information on our Facebook page and also on our website calendar events for more information about him and what's going down. We also have the Rolling Res Arts on the opposite weeks of the webinar series that I host. Brian Parker, who's the program manager for Rolling Res Arts, hosts a Wednesday session and a Saturday Art Live to just keep the community engaged and show some really wonderful artistic skills in our Indigenous communities that we serve here. The other program update I'd like to give is about our fellowship and CSA programming. The CSA nomination concludes, just opened, and it concludes at the end of the month of July. And the fellowship CSA full application on August 31st of this year at 5 p.m. And as again, CSA nominations July 31st. And to please check out our Facebook page and our website for more information. Just a few reminders to everyone listening before we start. This is a recorded webinar, which will be available within 48 hours, concluding on our FPF YouTube page. I will be sharing that link in our chat rooms, as well as on our Facebook page for the time that it's up. Please keep yourself muted if you are on Zoom. This is a 1-hour presentation today with a 30-minute Q&A group style in Zoom with questions funneled from the Facebook Live into the session. I will be hosting this event and collecting any questions on Facebook Live and on Zoom, so please ask away. We are definitely here to pick at Jennifer's brain as much as possible on what she knows so well. We will be collecting all questions at the end. Yep, said that, sorry, repeating myself. And FPF would also love your input on the virtual programming that we have. So if you have a couple minutes, I will be sharing a survey page. It just takes maybe 2 minutes to fill out. Again, any of your input is gonna help us, guide us in the right direction for our programming for you. So with all that said, before we start this webinar, I would like to respectfully acknowledge that the land that First Peoples Fund is on and where I'm calling from while hosting this webinar is on Lakota land, part of the Oshete-Shakowin in the sacred Pahasapa Black Hills of South Dakota. I also recognize that many of you participating in this live webinar or watching this recording come from many places near and far, and I want to acknowledge the traditional lands and the caregivers of those lands that you are on as well. And now it is my honor to introduce Jennifer Martell from the Cheyenne River Nation on utilizing online social media to market your business. Thank you, Jennifer.
Good afternoon, everybody. Bear with me. This is my first time teaching virtual. Quite interesting to say the least, but I'd like to thank First Peoples Fund for asking me to be a part of the virtual class series that they're promoting and so forth. And of course, as we all do, I'd like to start out with the introduction. Okay. Do an introduction. I don't see everybody. Where do I see everybody, Hillary?
Oh, Jen, when you are in presenter mode, the attendees are actually in a different room, but they're still watching. But after your presentation, I'll bring them in for you for sure. You'll
Okay,
see them.
okay. All right. So I guess I was wanting to do an introduction, but I guess when we come back after the presentation, we'll go ahead and introduce. I would like to have our participants introduce one another.
Great.
Sorry, guys, bear with me. Now what? I'm trying to go to my next slide. Okay. Ah, basically, like to talk about marketing. There's models out there, but and in the country, we have our own, or we know what works and what doesn't work. Working here at the visitor center, we have a gift shop, and what I also do is I write grants, and I move forward with the grants of offering art classes to our students and to the communities. We do a variety of different mediums or a variety of traditional art classes, and what we would like coming out of it is basically we want our students to become artpreneurs, or to be able to go home and teach to their children, to be able to go into their communities and teach. Been doing this for the last 6 years, going on 7 years, and out of that we pushed little over 200 and some. I think we're at 247 for classes, and we've had a little over 500 students participate. And with that, you earn your CEU. So with that, we've had some good outcomes. Some of the outcomes are the students are becoming artpreneurs and have moved forward. Basically, they're trying to figure out how do we go about marketing. So when they come in to need help to market, one of the things that, we're a visitor center. We have visitors that are local, regional, national, and international. And so we figure out what works and what doesn't work. One of the things that we try to do is just trying to get an idea of, who's going to be their market. Of course, the 4 Ps, that's pretty much the standard. 4 Ps, standard of place, product, promotion, and price. We'll go over, where's their items going to be placed at, meaning who's going to be their customer, what is their product, what are they selling, promoting, how they're going about promoting it, pricing. Pricing is always a tough one when it comes to native artwork, because it holds a different value than most art does. And we'll move forward to the culture creative marketing. First and foremost, when we teach this classes, my instructors, of course, are background check and drug tested. But I also bring my instructors in knowing that either they were past generation traditional art, or they have taken it upon themselves respectfully and know the value behind the artwork to become, really self-sufficient, but to have a good rapport in the community. I always say in our classes, to become an artpreneur, you have to have a respect for yourself, respect for the art, and respect where you learn and understand your the knowledge of it. Um, Also is really truly knowing that when you are going to sell your artwork, um, not everybody understands, but we need to get our artpreneurs in Indian country to really, really understand the work that they're doing. And when they do go about selling it, that they really understand um, all that entails of being a good artist, being respectful and, not stealing artwork or other ideas from one another, but also being able to share the knowledge, being able to share some ideas when asked upon, or if there's room and space and time to share the knowledge and so forth. Um, Another thing that I always try to help with the artist is doing an art plan. A art marketing plan. And the art marketing plan I don't like to be elaborate. I don't want them to go above and beyond. Be simple. Simple is who, what, where, when, why, and how. Um, who's going to be your customer? Where is it going to be? Why? Just being simple makes it a lot easier, because when we get into more elaborate, sometimes we're at this point now, we're really fast tracking, meaning we're moving so fast that we're moving fast with technology. So having something really elaborate, say if you were taking a class, then I can understand. But we moved really fast now, because now look at, we're sitting in the virtual classes. So we're fast tracking. So we're trying to move in a way that we can market ourselves and make sure that we're moving our products, we're promoting ourselves, and then our price is at a good price where people are going to come. They're going to get on I don't know, a Zoom meeting or a Zoom marketing place, where marketplace where we come in, we're going to show all of our information, or show our art, and we're going to sell our stuff. So marketing, nowadays is nothing compared to how it used to be a long time ago. Now we're fast tracking. Like I said, we're moving forward and so forth. Um, there's one other thing too with marketing is doing a portfolio. I'm at first I wasn't too sure about it myself. It's like, how are we gonna go about this? So basically, we start taking pictures, getting the artist coming in and take a picture. And by means, we don't have like some professional camera. Actually, a lot of times it's your cell phone. If your cell phone is up to par, or whatever the latest is, they always usually help actually take really good pictures. Portfolio, basically, a lot of times, um, our artpreneurs or our artists in, wherever you're at, there's so many opportunities. And with those opportunities, they're always asking, well, what is your portfolio? What does your portfolio look like? Or what do you have in your portfolio? So basically, to have one, make sure you have a cover letter, and say you're being asked to do a portfolio. They want you to work in some gallery, let's say a gallery in California. Well, they want to have a cover letter. You explain yourself, having an artist statement, basically stating all about you, what you're about, what your work is about. An artist resume. A lot of people really don't know how to go about an artist's resume or just basically a resume, a lot of times I always say, do you volunteer? Do you have you given art to say to some organization, say to the elders? That is something that you put in your resume. There's lot of other things that you can put in your resume as well. Um, Basically your work history, where you started your art, to you getting your education. Say you got some other art education, or maybe you're taking our classes and you receive CEUs and so forth. Um, Basically, with this, DVDs or digital imagery, they would like to have 20 JPEG images, um, or on a CD and so forth. Do a catalog page. I always try to encourage our artists to get like a binder with the oh, what do you call them? The 3-hole punch clear pages where you can put your information and you can start cataloging, meaning what it is, what's the name of the art, when did you do it, what did you use, basically what are the tools, or what kind of paints, or did you do color pencil with it, whatever it may be. Um, Basically promoting yourself as well with this is making sure you always have a business card. I've helped a couple artists. We went through vistaprint.com, and we were able to get them some business cards for really dirt cheap. Um, Basically, kind of ask around. Most places that are willing to help you, kind of promote you, basically help you get your information, meaning your business cards or brochures, postcards, kind of do a flyer for you, whatever it may be. Um, Basically, those are some of the materials that will go into your portfolio, so they'll see that you are promoting yourself. Another thing is, when someone asks to interview you, this is a great opportunity to go ahead and say, yes, interview me, because you can use this inside your portfolio, your articles, your newspaper clippings. Say they come in and they want to know, say they come into the visitor center and you have some artwork and they want to know who the artist is. So I'll contact you, have you come over, they'll do an interview, and they'll do a news clipping, meaning they'll take a picture and say, this is going to be in so-so newspaper. And so that would be one of the things that you would put inside your professional portfolio. Portfolio, anytime and every time. Doesn't matter, whether it sells or not sells, but a finished product or a finished piece. Please take a picture and please catalog it, saying what it is, the name of it, whatever, however you describe your work, what you did. You did a painting, or you did quill work, or you did moccasins, or whatever it may be. You go ahead and make sure you always catalog and put it in your binder. The more the merrier, but it's really good to turn around and stop and reflect on all the work that you have done. Um, Another thing with this artist resume, here's a template. The basically your name, your title, your address, your phone and email, your artist statement. Again, 3 to 4 sentences of it. Education, related education. So if you're an artist that has kind of moved on, just either you're beginning or you're wherever you're at in your art career, be sure to always, include, like, you set up at a holiday bazaar, or you you know, as a beginner, you started out at the holiday bazaar. Well, put it in there. That is something you were being exposed. You were exposing yourself. You were um, getting your artwork out there, getting your name out there. Or say you got invited to present at a gallery, and so be sure to put everything down. Any little thing helps. Um, and take, you know, and always make sure to always take opportunities, you know, as an artist, whether they're little or big, because you know what, people are watching. I'm an observer. I observe a lot of artists all over the country, all over the world. I really watch how people present themselves. And so if you don't think people are paying attention, I'm probably one of them. I'm probably paying attention to you. Make sure you do your activities, your interests, all the things that you like to do. Um, there's some, there's actually organization. Um, Let me see if I have it. I don't know if I still have it in my. Anyways, there's a art organization that I recently came upon. I don't have it right offhand with me, but there's an organization for Native American. It's all different mediums and so forth, and I believe it's $100 a year. I will look into it. Um, I'll look into it and find out for sure. It just somebody recently sent it and said, "Hey, maybe this is something you can share with the other artists and so forth." Um, Website. I'm, you know, with technology and you know we're advancing, we're moving so fast with all social medias and so forth. But website, you know, um, we still try to hold dear to our websites and still try to um, move with them, try to upgrade them, make sure that they're um, measurable, meaning, you know, will people still look at websites? I still look at websites, you know, when someone sends me an email or gives me a business card and they'll say, you know, be sure to check out my website. And I do. I like to just kind of see, you know, sometimes our website is not exactly what we have for our social media. So I guess on a little tidbit, make sure that your website and all your social media, whether it be a Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all be pretty much the same. You know, um, might be not elaborate as website, but then again, all our social media is really elaborate. So kind of make sure that everything's fine tuned and that everything is straight across the board. Um, One of the website tips is, I guess my thing with website is navigating. I'm not tech savvy whatsoever, but I'll try to figure it out. But if I have to sit there and try to figure it out and try to figure out where I'm going, you know, okay, what am I supposed to be looking at? That's really tough and that's really hard. And so make sure that you have a clear understanding of your website, how you want to present it and how you want people to navigate and what is the purpose and what do you want them to do with it? You know, to look at it or to buy or to be able to navigate from your website over to social media. Um, so learning how to use online social media as a marketing tool. I think everybody been, you know, been basically using social media. That's kind of like the new thing. Um, some of them, I guess, you know, some people still use them, some people don't, some have shied away, some are just like, well, now that I'm here, what do I do? So basically, like eBay, I think that's becoming a thing where not everybody still use it. Maybe I'm wrong. I've asked a few, like, do you use eBay? And you're like, nah. Etsy, that's a huge social media. Pretty interesting. I go in just to navigate through, um, typing in Native American artists to Native American, um, just putting anything Native American. You can pretty much navigate and see what's taking place, what's being sold, what's available, who's making what. Um, then of course your Facebook and Twitter. Facebook. Um, I've encouraged artists to spend $20 on your business. Spend 20 bucks on your Facebook and boost it. Um, basically, I have artists that will say, "Hey Jen, um, I need you to help me market my business." Sure, send me an invite, and then I will invite tons and tons and tons of people. And basically, just helping one another. I always try to encourage the artists. I don't care if you're in Washington State and you know someone in New York and we know someone in Oklahoma and we have someone in um, Florida. You know what? We need to all support and help one another. So, encourage them. It doesn't matter if they're, maybe they ain't gonna like this art. You don't know until you do it. I always say, don't assume if you don't know. Just do it and you'll just be amazed. Sometimes you find a connection that someone might need, or they have a technique that maybe they might know. And sharing and being a part of each other's time, place, and space, we can really make a big difference, especially with our native artwork. We're very creative and we're very innovative people, and it's really neat when we're all connecting and we're all sharing and we're all trying to help one another. um, with this pandemic, I've really seen it happen, and it's really good to know that people really reached out and helped one another. I don't know if everybody's been checking out the social distancing. They have a marketplace. I go just to go check it out, see what everybody's making, see what, beautiful, beautiful work. Twitter, I'm still haven't conquered Twitter, but I go and, navigate through Twitter. Not everybody can, I've had people come and ask me to help them navigate. And it's still a learning process, but we're making do. And then the Fine Art America, that is a another place that you can um, put your artwork in. I believe that's $30. Yeah. Um, basically, wholesale, retail price, custom materials. Anyways, it's an annual fee of $30. Yeah, $30. Basically, you can find a lot of information there. You can find some materials, your supplies, and yet you could still try to sell your stuff there too. Foursquare, we launched that here at the Visitor Center, and we didn't really have a lot of artists that were interested, but now we're starting to get artists interested, meaning that we are we have so many people that will come through, visitors that will come through, and people are traveling. Not everybody wants to take the art piece home, but they'll reach out and say, um, do you remember this one artist? And I'll say, here's here's the little emblem where you can scan, and it'll take them into their information, or this is the product that's available. Um, so we're still working through that, but that is something, because people are tourists, people that are interested in native art. They want to know where something's from. They want to know where the people are from, especially like they can go into Google. They'll type in. Basically, they'll be able to see the variety of artwork or artists. Artists are starting to get big names, native artists. I see you. I see a lot of great artists out there. YouTube. Here at the Visitor Center, we launched 2 classes for virtual teaching, because most of my classes are in class. And so with the pandemic, we moved to YouTube to do some virtual teaching. Slowly but surely that's going. And then the Indiegogo, Kickstarter, GoFundMe, those are the fundraising platforms. Basically, if people are needing to raise money or raise funds and so forth. Instagram, Snapchat, Instagram. A lot of I actually I go to Instagram just to look at all the artwork. Every now and then I'll put in for a raffle. Sometimes I win and sometimes I don't. Snapchat, that's a really fast process of taking a picture, sending it out to whoever's within your Snapchat. It's only up for less than 24 hours, then it's gone. LinkedIn is a professional site. I've had some artists go ahead and put their information out there. Actually, one of the artists was able to get asked to do a booklet. They got a hold of me and asked if it was legit. People, I don't know, people still have to second guess everything that you try to do. But anyways, yes, they were able to use his artwork, and they used it for a booklet. Pinterest, I'll go in Pinterest, just kind of get some ideas. Basically, like, what are some other things that we can do to have class? And basically just to see like some color coordination. A lot of these social medias, I mean, it's pretty interesting once you start utilizing them and paying attention to, how people are going about utilizing social media. Like I said, we can all be a part um, of, of a great thing. We're all sharing our time, place, and space with one another. And it's really neat to see that, everybody is actively moving forward, moving with their artwork, how to go about. And if you don't know about something or you're not sure about something, ask someone. Ask someone that that, how they went about their marketing, because maybe something I don't know, somebody else will know, and that's okay. We're all learning from one another. Okay. I don't know where we're at with artists, but we've had artists, 2 of them that I know of that have come out of here. They're part of galleries now. Basically, I was sent some information looking for some artists to be a part of the gallery. Basically, we looked into it, just kind of like followed procedures. Is this what they were looking for? What are you looking for? Asking them what they're looking for is first and foremost. And then putting your, like, again, make sure your portfolio is put together, make sure everything's cataloged, Make sure you have a statement. Make sure you have your resume. All of that will get you into a gallery of some sort. Some galleries are very art, or some galleries are gallery slash visitor center, or whatever it may be. Um, but other than that, just educating yourself about the gallery. We have numerous galleries around the world or around the country here. They're always interested, very interesting, in native art. Maybe whatever their theme, or their what they're trying to promote, they'll pull in native art. So one thing is to always is educate yourself about a gallery, kind of, whatever gallery you have by, just go take a look, see what kind of merchandise they have, what's their busy season, what's their buying habits. Do they, buy and then give you the money? Do you have to wait? Are you on, what's the other, what is their policies? Um, who is the competition? Are they competition with this gallery next door? Are they competition with a gallery of the next county? Are they in competition with a gallery down the street? Um, but just learning about a gallery will definitely help. And like I said, just pay attention, because a lot of times they don't even know how to go ahead and market, but yet they want native artwork in their gallery. So always pay attention, or find out who's your person to go to that will know about the galleries within, that will say, hey, by the way, this gallery over here, they're looking for native art. This is what they're looking for. And so that way you're able to um, kind of know what's going on, with the local gallery. Since I'm not able to see everybody, I was going to do a marketing exercise. Hillary?
Yeah, would you like me to bring in the attendees? We have about
Yeah.
4 of them on our Zoom call if you'd like that.
Okay.
Great, just 1 second. Okay, so they're all in. Looks like there's now 4 total. We have Denise, Les, Mimi, and Tammy. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, Tammy. I know
Hi,
someone.
Dad. Yes. Hi.
So with this marketing exercise, I was just gonna see like what everybody's doing. Basically, just wanted to know, describe your art. Kind of get an idea where everybody's from, who's your target customers, how do you go about reaching out to your customers, and just kind of have a discussion. Basically, here at this work and what I do, Tammy's been one of my students here at the visitor center, and so basically, I have people that will reach out to me and say, hey, who do you know? What do you know? Who would be able to buy my artwork? So I'm always just curious about people from, in every direction, trust me, one way or another, I'm probably going to reach out to you. You can include me as a Facebook friend and so forth, but I'm pretty good with getting people, getting customers, or getting people to get work. Tamara, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure, I will go first. So my name is Tammy Hammer. I live in Newtown. It's not really me who's the artist. I'm more of I come in on the marketing side. So I'm helping a friend of mine who does like a lot of beadwork. And then I'm also helping another friend of mine who just recently started her business, and it's like star quilts and regalia, ribbon skirts, so stuff like that. So I'm coming in from that point of view.
Denise?
I'm from Seattle, Washington, and I'm Navajo and Skokomish. I do beadwork based on historical object that I find, or like in museums or books or online research. I take the designs off of different historical objects and make earrings and barrettes, necklaces out of them, especially Navajo rug designs. And I do digital art.
Okay.
And I'm used to vending my work in the summer, like at different Native art marts, and that's not going to happen this summer. So I'm used to selling at museums, and during the winter I sell at Native art marts. So I'm trying to figure out how to sell my work online, because I do have an Etsy page, and I'm getting more orders now that there's no vending out there. In the last week I've gotten 4 earring orders, but I need to expand that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have a Facebook page?
No,
Are you interested in doing a Facebook page?
I am. I know that there's a business Facebook, but I have a personal Facebook page, but I've never sold my work on Facebook. I do have an Instagram where I do post my work, but I haven't sold it on Instagram or Facebook.
Well, you can also put your Etsy URL on there, you know, or kind of like direct your traffic to your Etsy. That's another option, you know. It's always you know, we can have multiple social medias, but it's basically we're just trying to figure out how to direct traffic. Like how do we get people to buy the star quilts like Tammy, you know, or how do we get someone to buy your beadwork, Denise, you know? So basically we're just got to figure out how do we go, what works, you know. Not all social media is going to work for certain people either. Certain people are particular about certain things, and that's fine. But if you want that traffic, you're going to have to go above and beyond and make sure you have that traffic.
Okay, someone mentioned to me something about an online powwow social distancing website.
Yep, it's called social distancing. It's called Social Distancing Marketplace. It's huge. I've been really pushing a lot of artists that have said, you know what, I'm not selling, I'm at a low. Here you go. Now they're busy as ever.
Okay.
Yep. It's really huge. It's really neat. It's there's art from every direction. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's like wow.
Okay, because I did want to look into that, because I was just laid off from my job last week.
Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to make money.
So basically with this social distancing, has everybody been a part of the social distancing, whoever's on mute and so forth? Right now, they recently hit 200,000 people. So Denise, I'm pretty sure you should have a good traffic flow.
Okay,
Yeah, I checked it out. There's a lot of followers.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to try that then.
Yep, 200,000 people. I'm
Wow.
pretty sure we should be selling a lot of artwork or a lot of beadwork or whatever it may be. Yep.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Mimi.
Hi,
Hello.
my name's Mimi Jimmy, and I'm also from Washington. I'm in the Nooksack area up by Bellingham, and my hometown is Penticton, BC. I'm also Okanagan. I mainly do beadwork, and I wanted to start up a Facebook business page. Currently, I'm on TANF, and I've been on TANF for a couple of years after I left my job, and I'm looking at actually making profit off my beadwork. I usually end up just giving it away. Someone will be like, "Oh, that's so pretty," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, here you go." But
Time to make money, right?
yeah. So I've been working with resin as well, making cabs, cedar cabs. Right now, I'm working on a fully beaded Seattle Seahawks men's wallet with size 15, size 13 beads. It's quite a project. I didn't think it would be. I have a local community group that that I manage on Facebook, and this will be a free raffle for my group. So last month I did a general election raffle, and we had about 9 prizes, a couple beaded items and weaved items. So I kind of have experience of managing a group, but I want to look at managing a page and for sales.
Have
I
you
posted
I
on the
know
social.
I know in your area Seattle Seahawk is like really, really like big time. Like here's Minnesota Vikings. Up there's Seattle Seahawks. Have you um have you tried tried like Louis Gong, right? At the
Yeah, he's my cousin.
really,
Yeah.
have you put some of your stuff uh, in his gallery or his
No,
store?
I haven't.
Where it works. I've done work with Louis Gong.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, man, you just have an opportunity right there. Why not? Maybe it's 1 or 2 items just for time being. And then the other thing is, have you reached out to some of the visitor centers along the coast, like
Oh, that's
Tulip and I'm trying to name all the different visitor centers, but I'm just thinking, outside of the box with you. But yeah, I mean, you have a lot of, you have Seattle Seahawks fans out there. You just got to figure out how to get to them.
yeah. I know a lot of my stuff does sell, and I usually just take orders. I usually don't just bead and sell it. But that's what I'm looking for, is to just bead more products and sell them rather than orders.
Okay. Well, keep in touch. I have some friends out there too, besides Louis and stuff. And let me brainstorm. We'll figure something out. Les,
Hi, how are you?
good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Thank you for your presentation.
Yes.
I am tuning in from Riverside, San Bernardino County. I work for the health system and the native clinics out here and the tribal clinics. And so we're just kind of getting our feet wet with kind of the newer approaches to social media. And we are trying to kind of learn kind of what the youth are interested in. We teach prevention programs, so it's more or less on our end, not necessarily for profit, but more just youth engagement with some of the Native youth that we work with. We do a lot of programming with them in terms of health and holistic health approaches and kind of prevention for the high school age kids.
And where you work out of again? Excuse me, Les.
So I work with the tribal clinics that are here in the Riverside, San Bernardino County, Indian Health area, and so I work at Morongo Clinic or the Morongo Nation.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Oh, I was wondering. I was like, is he Morongo or where are you at here? I
Yeah,
couldn't figure out what
yeah,
part of
we're at
California.
Morongo, so
Okay. And you were just trying, so you work with a lot of the youth then?
Yes. And so we're just trying to figure out a way to better maybe market some of our materials to the youth. Recently, we were able to kind of network with some of our intertribal youth councils that have been kind of starting up again. I know they've been kind of having a challenge because school's out, they can't meet in person. But recently, a lot of them are trying to get back online and kind of utilize Zoom as well as other online platforms. So we wanted to kind of see if they can get involved to kind of help us market and see what things interest their peers. But we wanted to tune into your presentation today, see if we can get any ideas or points of wisdom from you to see if there's anything we could do to help our online marketing for the youth.
Go to that social distancing powwow or that marketplace. That's huge. There's 200,000 followers from all over the United States, all the different tribes. That would be awesome.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's 200,000 followers. I have just on my Facebook, I have little over 40,000 followers. My followers basically all came during the Standing Rock movement. So things have kind of settled down. You know, a lot of people are, doing artwork or whatever they're doing in their life, but I'm not so actively, before it was really active during the Standing Rock movement, but this pandemic has made us all move to a whole different, we're all moving in a really awesome, cool way, but as natives, and I think I can say most natives, we're really, we really learn by hands-on and face-to-face, right? So with the social distancing, there's 200,000 people. I'm pretty sure you should be able to launch a lot of youth initiatives, Les.
Definitely. Thank you for that insight. I agree with you. Even though there's challenges, I think this is definitely a time to also, use this platform to be able to grow and share information. No, thank you.
And then too, I know there's the, what are some of the initiatives that they're wanting to do? Are they business? Are they art? Or what is the youth doing?
So right now, I think they want to do mainly just kind of a community service type of aspect. I know that was their original goals, at least for the youth council in this area. But because of COVID, they've had to kind of keep that on hold. But we're trying to find a way that they can stay busy and help the community, even though social distancing and wearing masks and things of that, making sure that they're protecting the elders. But we kind of thought maybe there's something we could do where they can drop off things, or someone who can drop off, sanitized materials for youth or other young kids, or activities, or even going and checking up on elders, from a distance and seeing how they're doing. If there's anything they need, drop things off. That's kind of like what we're looking at in the in between, and what they're kind of suggesting too. But the main thing that they were looking at, let's say pre-COVID, or even hopefully, whatever life is like post-COVID, is that they wanted to kind of really invest in learning how to be um, financial 101, but also invest in kind of going to a conference next year. I think that's their kind of short-term goal, to go to the Unity conference, for them, and to raise money for that. That's kind of been one of their projects that they want to work on, for this time period.
Did you ever hear of the American Indian Business Leaders?
I have, but I haven't really looked into it much.
That would be another program to look into. And they have like some resources, so forth. But another thing is get them into that financial literacy. I can't remember who was doing it. Some rapper. I posted it a while back. But anyways, a rapper was going to start doing some. I don't think kids will listen to me if I was to do the financial literacy, but someone that's a hip hop artist, they might want to listen to him. But they were going to do financial literacy. I really think, this is a perfect time, even us as adults, but us at home with our kids and so forth, we should be learning a little bit more about financial literacy. That would be a good tool. Um, I have some resources, Les. I guess Hillary, what we could do is I can send you my email, my contact, and so forth. And if you're on Facebook, you're more than welcome to add me as a friend. Um, but other than that, I have a lot of resources. So if you guys have anything, I don't care what it is, I'll figure it out. I'll get you some kind of resources. Um, but other than that, I'll be willing to share you some ideas, Les.
Oh, Jen, this is Hillary.
Yep.
You can actually type in the Zoom webinar chat your contact information to share with the panelists. It won't show up for Facebook, but people at Facebook can reach out to FPF and we can share your contact information for sure. And
Okay.
Les, with you talking about youth development and having to focus on like youth business leadership, definitely shoot me an email. I think we've been corresponding already since you registered, but we can definitely talk about some possible programming options that are going to be possibly happening next year that FPF's working on with a focus on youth that I think you might be interested in learning a little bit more about.
Sure. I just shot over my email as well to you in the chat. So, but thank you for letting me know about that.
Another thing too is, are you guys doing food sovereignty within your communities with the kids? Les?
We haven't, particularly on our end, but I know our nutrition department has been trying to figure that out and work with the local community to do that. It's something that I know that has come up more than once and something that I've been trying to follow and gain more knowledge about too, on how we could do that locally. But it's something that we need more support, I think, on. And I think that's something we would love to know more about.
I can put you in contact with some people too. Um, yeah, I'll get you. I'll send you an email and I'll get you some names and so forth, some information, in getting you connected with some people.
Yeah, unless this is Hillary again, it might be the same resource, Jen, I'm not sure, but I know that at least in the Great Plains, there's a tribal chairman's health board and they have a pretty active, or they've had flyers, content created for food sovereignty in particular. They're a wealth of resource over there, which is, I think, a link I sent to you via email. So yeah, definitely reach out to them.
Them and then Redco, remember out of Rosebud?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Redco is another entity. Oh man, there's all kinds of stuff you could be doing less with the kids. Anyway, so with that, I hope I kind of gave. I'm not a teacher by any means, but I'm a brainstormer. If you have a question, just ask. Don't assume. Just ask, because seriously, marketing is not always making big bucks. Marketing is also having a good rapport with people, being able to utilize and share time, place, and space with all the resources and so forth. And so, marketing, you can market yourself all you can, but you also market who you are just as well. And like I said, if you guys have questions, find me on Facebook. Hillary, was my email on the email that went out? I don't even remember.
No, it is not, but if you wanted me to share it, if you type it in the chat box, I can share it on Facebook Live as well. And also, it looks like we had somebody else join us. I believe it's Sarai. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Hello.
Hi, sorry, I had the wrong time since I came in late. I apologize.
Oh, not at all. And also just to let you know too, we do have this recorded and also Facebook Live. This will be recorded on our YouTube page, which is in the information in the Zoom webinar chat box, as well as on Facebook Live. So no worries. Jen, I do actually have a couple questions that other people were giving either through the registration and other places that I'd like to, that they would like me to ask you. The first question, I think you dabbled in it, but it's a little different. Denise said, how do you use Pinterest to sell art?
Pinterest is basically like sharing like your URL, basically like your Etsy. It's just another social media to advertise yourself. It's kind of like an advertising place. I know you're able to sell, but basically Pinterest has become basically an advertising. It's like a big old newspaper. So you can include your URL. I know, I wish I can get on Pinterest right now to kind of navigate. Denise, is there a possible way you can send me your email and phone number? Maybe what I could do is we can navigate through. I can't explain myself. I have to be on Pinterest to go through this.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm a hands-on person.
Okay.
I'm sitting here, I'm like, I want to grab my phone, so I'm grabbing my phone as we're speaking, but yeah, we're gonna have to, like visually sit here and go through it. I'll help you through it.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, and I believe Denise, it was through her registration. It was under the comments section or in questions section. So I'll send that to you directly via email, Jen. Let me see the next question. Okay, so when developing a marketing plan, like you said earlier, how would you do this for online marketing? Is it pretty much the same exact thing, just tweaked a little differently, or?
Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing, because it's your online marketing is who is gonna be your customers, or who's gonna be your social media. Is it gonna be all Facebook? Is it gonna be all Instagram? Is it gonna be just Snapchat, or is this gonna be all of them? Twitter, who's gonna be your marketing? And then basically, when you do your Facebook page, I always go to Facebook page, because because you can always boost your Facebook page, meaning you can spend $20 and you're going to go say, now I want to elaborate and I want to go out to 20,000 people in a 500-mile radius, or whatever it may be. So making your marketing plan, whether it's social media, of course it's going to be the same, because you just got to figure out who you're marketing, who's going to be your customers. But the Facebook page kind of gives you kind of a little leverage, where you can say, I want to market to 18 to 35-year-olds. Why? They're sports buffs. Say you have earrings and they're for, I don't know, they're certain colors, there's certain variety. Well, the younger groups, they don't really go for color, they more or less go for sports or whatever it may be. Then you boost your page up to, I want to do it for ages 30 to 50 or 55-year-olds. So, marketing through social media, you're able to kind of make that distinction as far as Facebook page. But yeah, your marketing plan is no different than if you were to just do a written one versus not having a social media. Hope that helps.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Let me see here. The next question, you mentioned that you check out people's websites when you're given their site information. And just from your personal perspective, what are some great things that you found on these websites marketing wise, and also some outdated no-nos you would not recommend to people right now?
Update, 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 update. I looked at a website and I think he had work from about 4 years ago, but he had updated news clippings, you know. He didn't have any updated, but once I went from his website page and he pushed for me to go to his Facebook page, then everything was all updated and I'm like, okay. Yeah. So update, update, update. If you're gonna update your social media, you better update your website. If you're gonna update your website, you better update your social media, basically.
Oh, all right, great, thanks, Jen.
Yep.
I have two more questions, and then so the first one is, what would be the benefit for an Indigenous artist to use YouTube for their online marketing?
Say that one more time.
Sure, no problem. What would be the benefit for an Indigenous artist to use YouTube for their online marketing?
I guess one of the things with YouTube, you can just always go back to it. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't lose. Let me re-say that. You can utilize YouTube. So our leather work, we can go back to it anytime. But the one thing that I would suggest, yes, we did that about almost 2 months ago. We're probably going to end up redoing the class again just to update again, because maybe there's a new technique that he didn't have then. Now he has a new technique that he can teach. So I guess, you know, YouTube could be a good thing, but also it could be a bad thing, but it's also a good place to store all your classes. I've noticed a lot of people have been using YouTube. I think there was a moccasin making class last week. Basically, I've had a couple people ask me, hey, do you still have? And then I was like, okay, now you got to go back into YouTube, type in moccasin making. And they were able to find it, you know. So there's some good things and some bad things with it. But like I said, you know, we're trick of the trade, we're barters and traders, so we're going to all be sharing all kinds of information, all kinds of good things, all kinds of techniques. So we're barters and traders, and I guess, you know, in Indian country, we just need to update all the time, you know, making sure that we're up to par, that we're, you know, we're not falling behind, we're not showing people 2 years of work, we're showing our latest and so forth. And if it's sold, get it down. If it's not sold, then keep going. If you're having a raffle, make sure that, you know, you're getting it out there. What are some other things? There's raffles, there's giveaways, there's selling, there's classes that are being done, you know, whether they're through Zoom or YouTube. Like I said, we're in a pandemic. Whatever works for us to get marketed will work. You know, once we get back into work mode and we're not having to, you know, do the Zoom classes, then again we're gonna probably have to figure out again, how do we get back into that again. So we're going to be doing a lot of juggling with our marketing. So bear with us, but make sure everything's up to par. Make sure everything's up to date.
Yeah, and somebody actually who's listening to our webinar right now just sent me a message saying, you know, another great tip is like Facebook groups. You know, find a group related to their type of art that they're into and join and make posts in there. It's a good way to target that market.
Yep. Oh yeah. there is, you know, there is a lot of huge, I get invited to a lot of art groups, you know, art groups, and I'm just like, and you know what? Believe me, guys, I'm not an artist whatsoever, but I will advocate for you guys whatever I need to do to help you, market you. You know, if you send me a picture and I'm like, okay, I think I know I have some people in Bellingham, I'll send it to them. You know, I know a lot of people. I've traveled a lot. I met a lot of people over the years, and so, like I said, you know, I'll try my best to help you guys one way or another. If not, I'll get you connected to someone that will. Being a part of what's been happening in, you know, in the art world or the Native American art world, we're really well connected in so many ways. We just have to get there. So, like I said, if you guys have questions, let me know. Just ask, because some way or another, I'll help you.
Yep, I only have one more question, then I could totally open it up to anybody that's on Zoom, especially our newcomer, if you wanted to chat with her real quick. But the only thing I have left is, it sounds like, and this is my question actually, so it sounds like through what you've been sharing with us, Jen, is to really support your work online, or to be good at marketing your work online, it means to research. Like, that's just ongoing. Am I understanding that correctly?
Research and just making sure, if you're marketing yourself, that everything is up to date. So, you know, if you want me to help you, and say Les is doing some things with the students, and you know, he wants more support, and then I reached out to some of my people that are, you know, they do community work, they do work with the students. And then I'll say, can you go check out Les's Facebook page? And Les has pictures like 3 years ago. Then they're like, what? How's that? How's that going to help? You know what I'm saying? So, yes, research, but also make sure that you're always up to par with however you are marketing yourself to anybody. You know, just make sure that it's up to par. Make sure that your number's up to par. Make sure that, you know, your email's up to par. Make sure your pictures and your that you have a name of your picture, or what the name of the art is, and what the price is, and so forth. And if you're going to do a giveaway, what all that entails. Be specific, because people, they'll, you know, we're all good like that. We'll scroll through, and if something catches our eye, then we'll look. But if it doesn't catch your eye, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm going to keep going, you know. So eye-catching, up to date, and research, you know, and ask other people's opinion. Before you want to launch something, get a hold of me. Say, hey, Jen, can you go look at my Facebook page? I uploaded it. I got some new stuff, but I was just wondering, can you look at it before I launch it? Sure, I'll look at it. I'll act like the consumer and say, you know what? Hey, you forgot a price on something. Maybe you should put on there, or whatever it may be. Hey, Les, you know what? You need to up the pictures, you know. Hey, you need to put a disclosure saying that the parents have been, you know, because some people, you know, we've become nitpicky. We became grammar, what was one lady said, I'm a grammar witch. You know, you misspelled something, you know. Well, okay, yeah, you know, let's be legit, you know. All right, let's do that, you know. So basically, you know, marketing is, it can be very specific, but marketing is very vague, because not vague, yeah, it is vague, because right now we're in a pandemic mode, we're in a virtual mode. Once it's did and done and over with, then we're back to, I don't know, people are saying back to the normal. Then we're going to try to figure out, well, how do we market ourselves again? So we're always trying to figure out how to market, or how to get, you know, how to get people to buy our stuff. Hopefully that answers.
Oh, no, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. And yeah, so I don't have any other updated questions, just checked Facebook. I don't have any in the Q&A for Zoom. So yeah, if anybody else here on Zoom wants to ask Jennifer any questions, we have about 10 minutes left of our session, so feel free.
I have Mimi. She said, I would like to be able to reach non-natives that love our culture and like to collect native art. How would I find a way into the audience? Ooh. So I guess one of the thing is, I don't have an answer for that, but the first thing that came to mind is hit up your local visitor centers, your native visitor centers, because I work here at the visitor center here, and I know who my audience is for my native artists, which are non-native. Basically, they'll reach out to me. So a lot of the non-native artists non-native customers, they'll reach out to me maybe 4 months or so, maybe a year. They'll say, this is what I'm looking for. I'll reach out to my artists and I'll say, hey, you know what? I have an artist. We have one gentleman who comes from Germany. Every year, this is the first year, he hasn't come because of the pandemic, but every year he faithfully comes every June. And what he does is he has a price. He'll say, Jen, this year I have $2,000. Okay, what do you want? What do you envision? He'll say, I need some beaded earrings, I need some moccasins, I need a scarf quilt, or I need something big and elaborate. What are you looking for? I'm looking for a pipe bag. All right. Then I'll reach out to my artist and say, hey, I have a gentleman, $2,000 he wants to spend. These are the things he wants. Either you make 1, 2, or 3 of them, because you know what? Maybe what you make is not what he wants, but he likes this other color. So I always say, I always try to tell our artists, please bulk up on your stuff in the summertime. Why? Because you don't know who's gonna come and want to spend money that has a taste for whatever color or whatever texture or whatever. But other than that, I would suggest you to reach out to your local native visitor centers. They might have maybe they have a list of who their non-native shoppers are that are interested. Does that help you, Mimi? She might be gone.
I think she's just currently muted.
Okay. But other than that, okay. She said yes, thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, it doesn't look like we have any more questions on Facebook Live. Oh, wait, oh, real quick. Actually, I did. I just found one. It was from 5 minutes ago. Oh, it's directed towards me. Sorry.
Oh.
19. I'm teasing, Jennifer. There's nothing here. No, yep, it's something related to FPF, so I can take care of that. But no, other than that, it looks like we are currently caught up with all of our questions on Facebook Live. It looks like, oh, it looks like Denise just asked about Shopify. Jennifer, what about Shopify?
Shopify? I don't know much about it, Denise. I really don't. I've just heard a little bit of it, and you know what? I really don't know of anybody really using it. Does anybody else know anything about Shopify that want to discuss? Maybe share with Denise?
I tried Shopify about 3 years ago and it was really confusing. There were all these texts that I received and I tried to post my work on there, and it was so complicated that I closed my account. And I was wondering if anybody else had any experience in working with Shopify.
Yeah. I've never worked with Shopify. I've just heard about it, and then, and like I said, I haven't heard much about it since then. I don't know if it's even in existence anymore. I guess I could kind of look around and see. I can ask other people just to get a curiosity if anybody doesn't. But like I said, I don't think I've ever heard Shopify in a few years now. I don't know if anybody uses it. Hillary, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
All right. Well, if there aren't any other questions, I think that could probably be the end of our webinar for today. Just a friendly reminder, again, this will be on our YouTube page, our FPF YouTube page, the recording. So if you want to go back and listen to it, or if you're not able to make it today, or if you were part of it today, we're like, oh gosh, I totally forgot to ask Jennifer this question. Do not worry. We do have her for one more day on Wednesday for an hour just to do a virtual office hour where she'll spend a little bit of time just going over what she did today, summarize it, go through, and we will bring all the attendees into as panelists for everybody to have this kind of virtual roundtable discussion. And it's very casual. So if anybody's interested, please check out the registration link I shared in both Facebook Live and in the Zoom webinar chat. And we look forward to talking more detail about utilizing online social media to market your business on Wednesday for an hour. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And thank you, Jennifer, for sharing.
Thank you, guys. Nice meeting you all.